Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my world with Nat, Relocation Concierge here on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. And I am super excited. Usually I'm just plain excited, but Anna and Trevor carved out time for me. They were super busy in the month of May, and we met at Seahorse Ranch the first time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember.
I do, yeah.
And I remember thinking, I said to my friend, I know them. I know them, but I couldn't figure out when. But then it all came together. And then about, I guess maybe 6 weeks ago, bumped into at Front Loop, which is one of our favorite go-tos spots, happy hour spots. So welcome to this episode. Super grateful for having you. And I wanted you guys to share sort of your experience, because really what you guys do as the Delightful Travelers, so if you haven't been following them, please I'll make sure the link is in the description. Go over and follow them as well. You guys really experience and share.
That's really I guess what we're all about. And typically our channel is travel focused, and we're often traveling around the world. Of course, the pandemic happened, but before the pandemic, we'd really travel like a couple of months at a time, visit lots of different countries, jump around a lot. And then after the pandemic, we thought, well, let's maybe do something a little bit slower. So we ended up here, and we just fell in love with it.
In 8 months.
Yeah, 8 months,
And do you have travel plans? Like, can you reveal where you're going next, or is it on the down low?
That depends when your video comes out.
Oh my gosh.
When does this come out?
Sometime next week?
Okay.
Yeah, we can probably say. So after this, we're leaving here in a few days. Sadly, we've been here for 8 months. So we're going to Turks and Caicos just for 1 week.
1 week.
And then back to Canada.
Back to Canada for about 2-ish months, visit family, get all the stuff, the official
collect
stuff done.
what you need to.
That'll be travel
fun.
again.
Yeah.
So what has been, how did you decide the DR? Because, our story is we brought our family down, we wanted to experience something different, change. Really nothing to do with the pandemic, just simply wanted change, timing was right. What made your decision to come down here?
Yeah, there was quite a bit that went into that. So we got here 8 months ago to the DR. And at the time, things were starting to look a little bit better travel-wise, but we still weren't sure whether or not we could.
Yet hope.
Yeah. And we've been home in Canada for about 16 months or something.
Yeah, so
at that point.
That's the longest we've been home in Canada at one time, and it's been a very long time. So we were on the fence about traveling the way we used to do, going to maybe to Europe and bouncing around Europe, but then things still weren't good.
The rules were still changing every day. So.
And we got stuck in the Philippines when the pandemic hit, and for 4 months, and we didn't want to get stuck again somewhere. So we decided, we looked at countries that were warm, because we
wanted to be somewhere hot.
We're beach bums.
We understand.
And then we noticed that it looked a little easier to get into the Dominican Republic in general. There was just a little less hoops to jump through. Also, Caribbean weather, palm trees, the Latin vibe. There was a lot appealing about it.
There were a lot of checks.
Yeah, and it's also just an affordable country. So it's if you look at so many different Caribbean countries, some of them are just going to Turks and Caicos. It's so expensive. You could never stay there.
It's a vacation. It's a vacation.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. I in a previous life, I was an event planner, and I remember planning incentive trips to Turks and Caicos, and the prices back then were crazy.
Yeah.
You could spend 1 week in Turks and Caicos. You could probably be here for about a month and a half. I'm not even joking.
Oh, yeah. No, I completely agree. So let's dive right in. What are some of the things that, you've totally enjoyed doing here while you've been here? Because I know people just want to know, what are your loves, In French, we say un coup de foudre, like what does your heart speak?
Yeah. Oh, man. There's probably too many to list. So anyone that's thinking about coming down here, obviously you're thinking about the hot weather and the beach, but this country has so much to offer. There's just so many different terrains. Like, I don't know if your viewers know, there's pine trees in the mountains, and this island has the tallest mountain, I think, on the whole eastern seaboard of Canada and the United States. So there's a lot to do here. There's pine trees in the mountains with no palm trees, but I think one of our favorite things is just the lifestyle. We work for ourselves, and just that work-life balance is so good, because we live close to her and we can get to the beach easily, and we can get our work done, go into the happy hour.
It's our routine here we love. The best daily routine.
What does your day look like?
So it's basically getting up. We usually work all morning. It's just answering emails, getting all the grunt work done. Hopefully doing whatever we have to do. Going for a walk, usually to get some exercise, an hour and a half walk the beach, back and forth. And then in the afternoon, well, if we have to do more work, we will. But we'll try to at least get to the beach or the pool, at least to spend an hour or so, just to chill. But that doesn't always happen. That's part of the plan.
And I think that makes a huge difference. My husband was diagnosed with diabetes last fall. And one of the things that we feel like helped his recovery or his healing is being here. Because he hates the winter.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that, when we were living in Casa Linda, there's a beautiful trail, he walked it every day.
Yeah.
And it helped in that process. And that work-life balance is so different here.
And I think, I don't know if it's something about being in the sunshine, vitamin D, I don't know, but I just feel like people with a lot of health problems just feel better here.
They do.
You have arthritis or like
absolutely. Yeah, he had a bad knee. Knee's all better.
Yeah.
It's better. Wow.
I feel like even for myself, like I don't mind exercising here. I feel like it's not. There is an effort to it, but it's like this morning I went out for 45 minutes on the beach to walk.
Yeah.
So
It's effortless.
Yeah. Just
right?
mentally, it feels good to be here, and we say that like even after 8 months of being here, we say that to each other like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just when we go for a walk, it's like this feels so good.
Yeah, and like you're probably fine to talk about it, but Trevor went through a fair bit of anxiety
Mm-hmm.
a year and a half ago,
Yeah, when I was in Canada, like pretty bad stint. First time it ever happened to me, and then I got here and it's like I haven't had it. So there's something.
Well, I
said
think
about
here,
that.
and I was talking with somebody earlier today about the pace of life, right? Exactly what you're talking about. The pace is a little bit different, and I know that sometimes like 3 o'clock rolls around for us, and we have a daughter, and I'm like, darn it, we have to go pick her up, or she's gonna show up any second now, and where did the day go?
Yeah.
So I feel the day goes by faster,
It does.
and at the same time, the Dominicans who have like instilled this, they drive like maniacs.
Yeah.
we have an ongoing joke of like Dominicans will like drive like crazy, beep beep beep, roll around everybody to go and just like sit down and do this.
Yeah. They sit, and then they get to the light or they get to wherever, and then they're no more ahead.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
But
So.
it's like we're always like, where are you going? Because literally when they get there, they're just like, time to chill.
And I always joke that they wouldn't survive like Highway 20 or Highway 40 in Canada because there's rules.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have to
You
follow.
have to.
There's no crisscrossing or
It is amazing, like how fast we drive here. So I don't know if that would shock some people, but you get adjusted to it so quickly.
Yeah.
Like it just becomes the norm. And now we're already thinking when we go back to Canada, and we're going to be driving on roads with rules. I don't know how we're going to feel about that.
Oh yeah, and sometimes I'll say to my daughter, I'm like, okay, mommy's pulling a Dominican now, and I do like a bit of a cross when I'm turning, into both lanes or something. And she's like, Mommy, you're so, it's like so bold what I'm doing, but never in Canada would I even think that.
Yeah.
So I've been following you, and you visited tons of places in the area. Any like good food spots that you love?
Here in Cabarete or?
Well, pretty much anywhere, because we've tried a few. Like we were at Blue Moon a couple weeks ago up in the mountain.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
We haven't
We've heard about it.
We've heard about it, yeah.
Stunning. The views were stunning, and the food. It's authentic Indian eating with your hands off banana leaves.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was an experience.
Yeah.
It was very good though. The food was out of this world.
Nice.
Out of
Yeah,
this
that's
world.
definitely on our list for sure. We haven't been. One of our absolute favorites is Swai. Have you been?
Oh, is it down the street here? Yeah. Okay.
Cabarete.
So good.
Okay,
So
good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of
On
our
the
favorites
list.
for sure.
Um,
And Swai is a type of fish which I didn't know. And I don't like fish. We're from Nova Scotia, and I'm not a fish
Oh,
eater.
wow,
I'm not a
okay.
seafood eater. I'm a terrible Nova Scotian. But they have the fish there is incredible. The only time I've ever ordered fish in my life. It's not
Really?
remotely fishy.
Yeah.
Well,
You'd never even get it. If they just put it in front of you, you probably wouldn't guess it was fish.
oh, interesting. Well,
Yeah.
I know that my daughter has friends who live in Calion de Lomo, so we walked her friend home the other night, and we walked by the restaurant, and I remember doing a mental check saying,
Yeah.
oh, we have to try it, because we
Yeah.
do like fish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We do like fish
it's
a lot.
really good.
Yeah. There's some great restaurants around. I mean, that's the main thing, right? Like here, Sly is a good one. We like Vegamundo a lot. That's
Yeah,
more like
the
cafe
coffee shop,
breakfast stuff. But in like Las Terranas, which is 3 hours from here, there's like so much good European food. There's a
Yes.
great pizza place there called Industry Pizza, which we love.
That's not bit, but New York pizza.
New York style pizza, this one.
Yeah.
And then,
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
and then maybe one of the best meals we've had, it was up in a mountain town here called in Hanapakoa, is how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
And it was like a barbecue, like ribs and all this stuff with crazy views, like you're saying.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I think that was called like Parador de Jesus or something like that.
Yes.
Okay, Parador de Jesus, I'll have to look that one
Yeah.
up. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, I think it translates to the home.
Heart of Jesus, maybe?
Home of Jesus, or heart of Jesus,
I think it's
something
heart
like
of
that.
Jesus.
I think it's heart of Jesus, yeah.
Heart of Jesus, perfect. What are some of the things though, like when you got here, those shocked you, or really you were like, I call it the, on the forehead, like really?
Yeah, well, you know what, I think that maybe one of the biggest things that shocked us is how there's a lot of things that are here that you're going to feel familiar with. Like it's not, a lot of people think of the Dominican Republic and they think, it's shacks, it's run down.
Third world.
Can you
There's
buy
that-
groceries?
Yeah, can you buy groceries?
Oh, you get those questions?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, all that stuff. So it's. I think the first thing you're going to be shocked about is when you get here, how much there is available. We can get anything here that we can get back home in Canada.
And organic.
Yeah.
And organic. But on the flip side, I think the things, what you mean maybe by the questions, like
Yeah.
what's going to shock you is things like the driving is a little crazy.
Yeah.
The motorbikes specifically, they're just really loud.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see people at night driving with headlights that are flashing and
Or none.
or none,
Or
or
none,
Christmas
yeah.
lights around you, or none. Yeah, that's a good one. And people sometimes Dominicans can be really loud when they talk to each other, and I think for someone that's just a little laid back and reserved, you might be a little taken back by that. It almost seems like they're fighting or arguing sometimes.
I'm French Canadian, so
Yeah.
it doesn't even faze me.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a little loud.
It can be loud, yeah, and
Yeah.
people like to blare their music as well.
Yes.
They'll go down to the beach
Yes.
with the big,
Yes.
big speakers. And
Yeah, we lived in our first home where we lived. I hate to say it this way. Dominicans rented there, and they would all bring, and they would like each set themselves up at the pool, like
Yeah.
at either end, and they'd play different music, and we'd be like, just pick one.
I know.
Yeah.
We don't need to listen to two
Exactly.
or three.
And that's stuff that I don't think that's a lot of people say it's part of their culture, and some people say that's not culture. I mean, I think it is. They really like loud music.
Yeah.
When I say they bring speakers to a beach, I mean they're bringing speakers up to my waist.
Yeah.
It's not just a little Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, no.
It's impressive. So yeah.
Absolutely. And what I was shocked at, like we arrived in April of last year, and we arrived and there was nobody here. Well, there were
Yeah.
people here,
Yeah.
but there were no expats, or
Yeah.
there were very, I didn't know a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then there was this influx in the fall that
Yeah.
happened. Have you met a lot of people
Yeah.
from
We
around?
made so many friends.
So many friends here.
Yeah, that's something we've loved about being here is we met so many people.
Yeah, like even almost the first weekend to where we're living, we met people that live here, like expats, or people
Yeah.
that come down for like 8 months a year or something like that to avoid the Canadian winter.
Yeah.
And everyone's so nice. It's a good sense of community. We know Dominicans here, so it's like, that's what we like about Cabarete. It's like, it's not just there's lots of expats here and snowbirds, let's call us, but
Yeah.
there's also Dominicans like on the beach, which
Yes.
is nice to see.
Absolutely,
It's
and
not-
they have a joie de vivre, like this sense of happiness, like they just,
Yeah.
I think what I've learned a lot is that sense of being.
Mhm.
They just be.
Yeah.
For, on a Sunday, our selfie stick broke, and Sunday I'm like, oh my God, let me go shopping.
Yeah.
Not one store was open.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not one. And I thought, yeah, that's because it's okay.
Yeah.
They should be closed, and they should be
And it's
enjoying
when
their
it is.
Sunday.
Sunday is when all the families get together, they go to the beach, they bring their speakers.
They bring their
like,
speakers, and I remember when we drove to Las Terrenas, we drove by, I think it's pronounced Nagua? 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 And this beautiful stretch of beach was there. It was
So
stunning.
beautiful.
I remember we both said we have to stop here on our way back. But
Yeah.
when we drove back, there must have been 40 buses, and there wasn't
Wow.
one parking spot. And I
Wow.
thought, well, I guess we're not stopping here today.
Oh, well.
It
It's
was
always-
packed. It was a Sunday.
Anytime we've gone by, or I guess not on a Sunday,
Sunday,
it's like
on a
no,
Sunday.
not a soul.
It's empty.
Yeah,
It's
well,
empty.
on a Sunday, and buses lined up everywhere. It reminded me of that, school, when you go on a school trip when you're a
Mhm.
kid to like some big park, like,
Yeah.
what is that one in Toronto called, Wonderland?
Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah,
Mm.
like just rows and rows of buses. It was fascinating
Wow.
to see, yeah, so,
Huh.
love that. So, I guess to finish up or to wrap up, like, what are some of the tips? You guys travel a lot, so
Mhm.
it may not apply to just necessarily the DR, but what
Yeah.
are some of your, top 3 things that you always do when you travel or when because
Yeah.
in my case, I help people relocate, so it's
Mhm.
something that they're gonna either do short-term or long-term. So I have sort of my go-tos, but what are some of the things you guys do to prep to travel and
Yeah.
know that you're gonna be staying somewhere for a bit?
I guess some of them are like practical, I guess. So we get asked a lot as well, like, you know, can I bring US dollars down, or what kind of cash can I bring? And here you could, for sure, but in a lot of countries you can't. So like one of our tips is always like get local currency and go that way, because it always usually converts better as well. Try to learn a little bit of the language. This is probably obvious stuff. We can't speak Spanish, but we know enough to be dangerous.
Dangerously polite.
Yeah.
We are Canadian after all.
Yeah. So that usually goes a long way. What else? Tips.
Watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah, research, right?
Yeah.
That one's come up this week. I've had the chance to meet a couple of other people, and research has been the theme this week. It's every person I meet has something different to share, and I think it's always based on experience. Right?
And that's part of the fun of planning to go somewhere is getting to watch the videos, reading blog posts and everything, and like mentally preparing for something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and then being like okay with not everything is going to go perfectly, right? And you just need to be okay with that.
Especially here, you need to be prepared to just go with the flow, and stuff that normally you'd probably get really worked up at home about, like maybe renting a car that things didn't go as planned. It's not always going to work out.
I said to a client, there are a few unknowns, you know, before you come. She said, Natalie, I don't have time for unknowns, I want the knowns. Just give me the knowns. And I said, I want to give them to you, but I said, part of my role is that support, that mindset support of, you know, knowing that if you need to dump or you need to cry that day, because you will cry.
Yeah.
We were here 3 weeks and I had a massive ear infection, and my husband's like, do you want to go home now?
Yeah.
I said, no, I don't want to go home. I just don't want to feel like this anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But there are moments where it can be harder when you feel challenged, you know?
For sure.
So, awesome. Yeah. Anything last minute words of wisdom?
Do we have any last minute words of wisdom? I don't know. I mean, we would just personally recommend, obviously people are coming to you asking about the Dominican Republic, and we've been here sounds like as long as you, roughly, give or take, and so now we have 3 of us to trust, and we love it here, and we say that to people.
There's something really special about this place that's hard to put into words.
And like we've been to, I don't even know, close to 50 countries and a lot of different places. And we keep saying to each other, and there's something about this place, and we don't quite know why. I don't know. Some of it's like it is easy to get back to Canada. Like it's nice that airports are close. There's just a lot of good things.
Yeah, there's just a really nice vibe.
Yeah, and part of our reason for picking, you know, this area was the safety aspect. So the mountains protect us from, you know, some of the weather.
Hurricanes.
The airport was close by, so we could hop on and off if we needed to. If we have to get home. Flights were available, so those are 2 major factors for us choosing this area.
Yeah, and the island has like 5 or 6 major airports.
Yeah.
So if you need to get to, for us, we're kind of thinking about it, maybe moving down here long term or something like that. Yeah. Because if we want to go to Europe, we can easily get there. We want to get back to Canada, so. There's a lot of appealing things, and plus, honestly, the Dominicans are just so nice.
They're so nice and helpful. Yeah. And I think that there's a lot to learn from them, and I know that the people who come into our home that are locals have been very helpful with our daughter, with us, when it comes to the language. You know, I get corrected every week by the cleaning lady, but she does it in a nice way, you know. She's not trying to. She knows I'm trying and I'm doing my best. And we speak French, so I do have a leg up on some people, but still the conjugating of verbs is a bit tricky. So Duolingo all the way.
Duolingo.
Duolingo all the way. We're taking and when you have a child like I do, well, she corrects you as well.
Right.
Make sure that you say the right words at the right time when you're not saying them at all. So. Thank you so much for coming by today. I wish you all the best for your next trip, and I'm going to continue following you. And if you want to follow Anna and Trevor, make sure that you click on the link in the description. If you are thinking of relocating, do this. And I have to learn. My daughter said to me, Mommy, you didn't say like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet.
Click the bell.
Yeah, and
leave us comments.
Leave us comments.
And share the video.
And share. Thank you, Trevor. I'm just going to cut that out and put it at the end of every one now. And then if you are thinking of relocating, click on the link, book a call with me, 30 minutes. Let's figure out where you are in the process and how we can get you here and see if we're a good fit. Whatever you choose to do today, have an incredible day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.